You're not quite done.
Shit, I just started the recording. Well, oh well.
Oh, no.
Fair enough. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Hello, everybody joining us on the
Hi,
replay.
we're talking Michelle through it, so we may as well. There you go. Okay.
Okay. So we're talking about ideal client avatars. We started with business type, purpose, desired transformation. I accidentally hit enter. ChatGPT spit out, cool story, bro. This is what I really wanted it to do, to create a detailed client profile of my ideal client. But let's say you do that. This is a little hack, especially for you all. If you accidentally do that and it starts spitting out gobbledygook and you're like, no, I wasn't done yet. You can come back up here and on the, like, as you hover over each of these, you can hover and hit, there's this little pencil icon. And so now I can come back in here and I can make edits. And I'm going to click save and submit, and it's going to spit out a new response.
So good.
I can start a new chat and give it this exact same information, and it's going to give me a different response every time. It should be similar, but it's not spitting out, like, it's not A equals B. Like, that's not what it does. It's going to give you a different response every time because it's going and searching and amalgamating, that's not a word, but all of the different like things that it can find and giving you that response. So let's see, we've got Emily here, 35 to 45, high achieving professional or entrepreneur, driven, ambitious, empathetic, open-minded, and here are her challenges. Here are her goals and how Sandy can help.
And you can even ask,
right?
too, like, where in St. Petersburg, Florida, am I likely to find women like Emily? Give me 5 local businesses where she is likely to shop or get coffee or whatever. And it can give you some ideas of where you might be able to look at collabs and things like that. Like, you can take it all kinds of places once you have. I might be jumping a little bit, but it's
avatar stalker.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's okay. They need me. It's for their own good. I don't know, my client, they wouldn't get out the door probably, so I have to go find them.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, can you give me a list of businesses in St. Petersburg, Florida that she might frequent? I'd also like to know what types of magazines does she read?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I would like to.
Did somebody have a question?
Yeah, Lily, what do you got?
Sorry, I thought I was talking to the microphone, to the ChatGPT. I wasn't sure.
Oh.
Didn't know I was unmuted. It says use microphone, but it's not working.
Okay. Okay, so now, I mean, we've got this ideal client profile. And so now Sandy wants to find out some places to reach Emily. So we want a list of businesses in St. Petersburg, Florida that she might frequent. What types of magazines does she read? What websites does she frequent? And then this is a good one to do. What does she use social media for? And on what platforms does she spend the most time? So you're wondering, where should I be putting all of my effort when I'm creating content? Is my ideal client on TikTok? I don't know. Okay, and it's still saying Twitter again because it's stopping at 2021. Oh, this is probably pre-TikTok too. So this is a big difference between the paid version and the free version. Okay, so it's telling me that we can likely find Emily at yoga studios, networking groups, coffee shops, and co-working spaces, and bookstores.
Literally,
I mean,
go to all
I'm
those
Emily.
places, that kind of, right? Yeah, I'm Emily. So there we go.
I am Emily, and I hang out in all these places.
That's right.
So
I wonder if you did that in 4, like the difference in response and what it turns back if you ask it to search online.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a good start here. And one of the things that I showed my group on Friday that I want to make sure that everybody can see while we're here is ChatGPT has a really crappy memory, right? So every time you start a new chat, you're basically starting over from scratch. It learns, yes, it gets better at knowing who you are but you are starting with a clean slate, essentially every single chat that you start. And so in order for it to provide good information, you have to tell it who you are. Oh, does somebody have a question? Nope. Okay.
You know where my girl is, where I can find my girl? St. Pete Girl Bosses. That's what ChatGPT told me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me stop share.
Wow.
Can you share your screen?
Stop.
Can we see that?
That's so great.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Well,
hold
of
on.
course it said that because it's true. That makes me so happy.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So right here, it
I
and
love-
it links to your Tampa Bay article.
I'm going to talk about
I
PR
love
content
that.
here in a minute. So yes, it's beautiful.
Kelly, it looks like she's using Bing rather
Yes.
than ChatGPT.
What language is Bing? Is that? That's not Da Vinci, is it? Is it? What's the? I'm curious. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, no idea. Some of them were developed separately. I think Bing actually used ChatGPT, like the same ChatGPT, like I think it's that same model. Yeah.
It is OpenAI. Yep. The biggest difference is that Bing Chat is powered by Prometheus. So it integrates Bing search with the AI tool versus ChatGPT has the plugin. So it'll search, based on whatever web browser. So that's the only difference, but it's still the same language model.
Okay, that is a great example. And you can see it went out and searched the web, and then it's giving her links to those things. So does anybody else have an example that they did while we were working through the prompt? Nope, nobody else wants to share.
Nobody else wants to throw themselves on the chopping block? Fine. It's so, and what I love about this too, you guys, is if you've done it for your own client, for yourself to market your own business, if you serve clients that have to make content, you can teach them how to use this as well so that they can go and do the things, because most of us serve entrepreneurs. So it's a powerful tool that they can leverage that we can teach them as well.
Yeah. Okay, so back to ChatGPT having a pretty crappy memory. Okay, so in order for it to spit out responses that are somewhat useful, you have to give it context, right? We talked about the RAFTS. So to keep you from having to put that in every time, like, oh, hey, here's about me and here's about my audience, you can actually save this as a setting within ChatGPT, and you can do this in the free version. You're going to come down here to these three little dots and go to custom instructions. And here you would give it information. This is that context, right? You're going to give it information about you and about your target audience. You only have 1,500 characters. So let's go back. Let's go back to Sandy's ideal client profile. So here we've got Sarah. Oh, sorry. Remember how we came in here and we changed this and it spit out a different response? So your first response doesn't disappear. you can come up here and you can make an edit and resubmit it. And then your first response, if you need to get back to it, is right here. And that's the first response it gave us. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that original response, Sarah with an H. And this is too long for us to put into custom instructions. So the next thing I'm going to do is ask ChatGPT to summarize my ideal client to 100 words so that I can pop that into the custom instructions. So. Okay. Can you please summarize my ideal client in 100 words or less? Yep. Your ideal client is a gifted and neurodivergent woman in her 30s to 45s, successful but struggling with self-doubt and burnout. She seeks clarity about her strengths and desires to reignite her passion for work, achieve better work-life balance, and unlock her full potential. She values your coaching for its understanding of her unique challenges and expects increased confidence, reduce burnout, and unleash potential through your guidance. Does that sound on point, Sandy?
I, in fact, deliver exactly that. Yes, it does. That's great. I love it. So good. So
awesome.
good. And I love, you know, in terms of using that too, I love using a lot of that same language for marketing, for course writing, for, you know, a lot of that stuff. But as a writer, I don't ever really copy and paste anything from ChatGPT. I love Grammarly to clean it up if it needs to be, but I use it all as like a springboard for different things. So I would love to hear if you're using ChatGPT, well, all of you are, what you're using it for and what you're trying to work on now in case because, you know, we can talk through and give you our stuff, but I'm curious how we can help you with what you're trying to create.
Before we do that, I just want to close the loop on this. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is great. I need it in first person. So I'm going to tell it, I need it to rewrite it in first person point of view. Oh, that's not right. Sandy, help. It's not, is it first person?
Well, first person would be like, I am. So you would want to say, what do we want it to sound like? Sandy's ideal client is, or your ideal, how do we want it? What do we want it to be? As if you're the business. Yes. My ideal client. There you go.
Oh, here we go. My ideal client is perfect. Okay. So now I can just copy and paste this. Whoop, whoop. Come down here to the 3 dots, custom instructions, my target audience. There you go. And then you can do a similar thing about your business. One of the activities that Sandy did on Friday at coffee, for those of you that were in her group, is you all went through questions to create a bio, right? Like ChatGPT asked you questions to create a bio. So you could do the exact same thing here. And then have it reduce that to 100 words or less, put it in first person, and then pop that into custom instructions. And there you go. Then ChatGPT will remember.
I love that you can
about your business.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's done a really, I love using it for, again, finding collabs and generating sort of outside the box ideas. It's gotten used to my like weird writing style too, because I feed it stuff I write all the time when I have something I really like. So it uses my slang in a lot of different ways. You know, it does a pretty decent job emulating the way that I write. So I really appreciate that, but I still am like, it needs that je ne sais quoi, right? So looking through, and I'm going to get you a second, Shakti. We said Kayla uses it for coding, which makes my face hurt, but y'all can. Yes, there's an extension for, or a plugin for that, right, Erika, that you guys both use to like to proofread code. Essentially, I think that's pretty badass.
I am not using it for that.
It actually does the coding because I'm not a coder.
What? It writes code for you?
Yeah.
What language does it write in?
So usually like CSS. So it's basics actually in PHP. So my husband uses it to create plugins, custom plugins for WordPress.
I've had it do HTML before, but I didn't like about anything more complex. Adrian likes to use it for idea generation and course curriculum. Tiffany to write emails, post inspiration, social media captions, content, outlining speeches, breaking down ideas, yes, into actionable steps. Tiffany, the follow-up emails, I love that. Yeah, Kelly, I thought it was to proof code because my husband writes like crap tons of code for Sherwin-Williams or used to, and sometimes like there's one little thing that's wrong and then the whole thing doesn't work and it's like arduous to go through it all. Yes, use it to work on marketing strategy for clients. That's a ton of fun. Resume and cover letter and a resignation letter for the Chamber of Commerce. Shakti, talk to us. What's your question or comment?
So if I just got home, so I was able to get on my computer. If I'm doing the client avatar and it's giving me something that is like close, but it's not like super precise, how do you recommend we go in there and like update that? So that
Okay,
I don't,
that's a great
like,
question. Are you in a spot where you could share your screen? Oh, because you're on your phone, but you're also on your computer.
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do is just highlight whatever isn't quite right and paste it down below and just tell it like, hey, this isn't quite right. It's this instead. Can you rewrite my client avatar with that in mind? Like you can the exact words that it gave you that are a little off the mark and just tell it.
Okay.
And like redirect its little robot energy in the direction you want it to go.
Yes, because it's sort of niched. It niched my ideal client in like just the field of like spiritual work, for example, which is not necessarily who I want to work with or who I want to speak to. They just happen to have like a spiritual background. So like some concept. And so that's what I think I need to tweak in order for it to understand better. Like I'm not necessarily looking to work with people in that field. I'm looking just to work with people who have like a belief system of some kind like this. So
you can
what
have
you
it
just told all of us, you can tell it.
Okay.
It can go and read your sales page too, and your website or whatever page, and spit out at you if it believes that's a match for your client avatar or what client avatar it's written to appeal to, and give you specific suggestions to change the wording, things like that.
And that's 4, right? ChatGPT 4.
Yes.
Yeah, because it has to go over to your website and find the information.
Because you have to upload, or you get uploaded. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But Claude will do that for free. Erika, do you want to show a little bit about Claude, how you can add attachments?
Yes.
It's pretty neat. It's a little bit different, this feature.
Yeah, so Claude.ai. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so Claude.ai is the benefit of this is that it allows you to upload files, and it will read through. Claude also has a if you've ever been in ChatGPT and you've tried to upload a whole bunch of text and it tells you that that's too long, Claude's is like 10 times the size of ChatGPT. So if you've got a lot of text that you're trying to input, you can input that into Claude instead. So what I do, and let me open this up. drive.google.com. I have a ChatGPT folder that I keep, that I keep in my Google Drive. And I've got this AI profile. I've got my unique value proposition, my point of view. I've got them in a couple different formats. So what I can do is upload, and Claude, sorry, let me go back. Claude is not as creative as ChatGPT. So it works really well if you're trying to upload a document, if you upload something that is just text-based. So you'll see I've got my TXT files here, I've got my Google Docs here, and then I've got PDFs. So I've got everything in 3 different versions, which is probably a little overkill, but I can come in here, this profile, okay? And this is in my profile, I have my voice style and my ideal client, as well as some other insights, right? So this is what I've developed about me. So if you wanted to, remember we had that whole thing with Sandy that wouldn't fit down here, you could create a document with more detailed information about yourself, about your business, and put that into a separate document. But let's say I want Claude to use that. Hi, I want you to use the info in my, what do I call it? My profile. For blog posts to appeal to my target audience. Okay, so now it's going to go into that profile. It knows about my business, it knows about my writing style, it knows about my ideal client, and I'm going to have it generate 20 possible topics. And no matter what you're using, Bing, Bard, ChatGPT, Claude AI, oh, what's the other? There's like a Journey one. There's a zillion of these, right? It's going to spit out good stuff and it's going to spit out crap. So, oh, let's stop share real quick. I use Apple Notes. Sorry, I was just sharing.
And I love that too for if your clients give you a bunch of stuff that they wrote, like it can be like a TLDR analysis too. It's very helpful.
So can you guys see my whole desktop now instead of just Google Chrome?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to type in possible blog posts, right? So it's given me these 20. Some of them are good, some of them are crap. Let's see. Leading with vulnerability. I really like that one. Oh, something you can tell it to do. And again, so you can put this in custom instructions, but like the word tribe, I personally prefer not to use that word because I feel like it's cultural appropriation. You can put that into your custom instructions, like, hey, please don't use this word when you're giving me responses. And it will then know from then on not to do that. Infusing authenticity as a mission-driven business owner. Okay, so I'm going to say I really like number 3, number 6, and number 11. So I'm going to come down here. Can you create blog outlines? And it's going to create outlines for me. Again, sometimes these are great, sometimes these are crap. You can have it look and give you SEO keyword recommendations based on these blog posts and based on the keywords that your ideal audience would likely be searching for. And then you can infuse those keywords into your blog posts. But yeah, I mean, it's giving me title, Leading with Vulnerability, The Power to Sharing Your Why, and it's giving me the outline for an entire blog post.
And it took like 5 minutes, which I love.
Mhm.
And it keeps track, right? Like, which I also love. And I love, so there's other stuff too, as Eric and I were talking about this, because we're getting ready to wrap up, but there's other stuff that we've done with it that has been like, let me show you, this one is one of my favorite things to do. So as you know, I work with people with ADHD. So one of the major struggles that they tend to have is this lack of, the skill of prioritization is tricky for people who have a lot going on. And yeah, so you can brain dump. So if I say, can you help me prioritize these tasks I have to do this week? Just start yelling things out at me. Write welcome emails. What else do we have to do this week, ladies? Give me stuff. Get dog to vet. What else? What else you got to do this week, ladies?
Amazon return.
Yoga.
You do yoga. What else?
Amazon
Schedule a
return.
doctor's appointment.
Lily, what'd you say? Schedule doctor's appointment. Okay.
Amazon returns.
Okay. Amazon returns.
Car
Pay
wash.
bills.
What was that again?
Pay bills.
Pay bills. Oh, I hate that. No, I love it. I love paying my bills. One-on-one client prep, I'll put a pay electric bill, look at that. Pay electric bill,
Organize expenses.
organize expenses,
Buy a birthday present.
buy a birthday gift, I have to book a flight. Oops, for October. See, I put Grammarly extension on here and it corrects my spelling as I type, which is really nice. Okay, so can you help me to prioritize these tasks I need to do this week? And I just dumped out all the things. So this is what I do when I have a pile of Post-its next to my desk, next to my computer that I've been writing on all week long. And then at the end of the week, I'm like, okay, I have to put this in order. So I just can type them all in and check this out. And if more often than not, it's stuff that's a little bit more specific, right? But so it's going to give me a prioritization list based on whatever it generally thinks is the most important thing I need to do. So it's saying schedule your doctor's appointment first because your health is most important, then take your dog because he's next, then pay your damn electric bill, and then your Amazon returns because there's probably a deadline. And it's like, you know, it kind of lays out all of those things in a prioritization. It'll even put it in a matrix if you want it to. You can ask it to put them in categories like urgent and important and things like that, and it will actually do that for you. You can even say, my entire house is a complete disaster. Please give me specific tasks that will take no more than 5 minutes that will help me bring my house back into order. And it will literally be like boom, 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 boom. You can even ask it, like, ask me questions about my lifestyle that will help, you know, that kind of thing. It's generated chore lists for my kids, like based on their ages and their abilities and things like that. So it's very interesting to use it in that sense where it will help you actually create a priority list, because for a lot of people, you have all of it and the house is on fire in 6 different places. And we just have to decide, like, what am I going to do today? So that one is one of my most favorite tricks, is, you know, getting it to prioritize or break something down into smaller pieces, especially if you have a goal, like this is my revenue goal. This is what I want to do. Ask me questions to help me set action steps to get to that revenue place by XYZ. And it will actually break stuff down and you can kind of take those things into consideration. It's pretty badass. I really love that. Let me see here. Okay, so paid version. Is there another task that you guys like that you want to share with us that you find really useful in our last like 2-3 minutes that you're like, this is so good? I'd love to, I'm going to stop sharing. I'd love to see whatever it is you like to do. Oh, I love this. Shakti, I just asked it to tell me when my ideal client will be most likely to open my emails, and it delivered. Nice. What did it say? That's crazy. I love that.
Okay. So here I just, I said, so first of all, my client avatar's name is Sophia, which is hilarious because that's like the perfect like spiritual customer name. And I was like, when is she more likely to open the email that I send her? And they're like, okay, well, morning around 7 to 9, midday around noon to 1, late afternoon between 6, evening between 7 and 9, weekends, either Saturday morning or Sunday evening. Avoid Mondays because she's going to be overwhelmed.
I love that. I've asked it like, when is a client with ADHD more likely to be on social media? I've asked it like, there's so many interesting things like, what should I avoid in this particular client avatar for marketing?
That's a great question. I also asked about the social media thing, and it also gave me in order of like most used to least what she would be on looking for help.
Camilla, it will
That's
create.
awesome.
You want to see a table? Want to see it make a table? I think I have a table from, oh wait, that's my playbook, sorry. Let me share my screen, but I can show you. It will make a table. It's pretty crazy. It won't. Go ahead.
I popped in a grocery list the other day and had it organize the items on my grocery list to maximize my efficiency in the store based on a typical grocery store layout. So then it put all the things together that were of like things. And then once it had all those things together, I asked it to create 5 separate recipes for me using the items on my grocery list. And it created new recipes for me that I had not even thought of.
It blows my mind. So here's a table of my prioritized tasks. Now, if I had it broken into like, you know, steps or whatever, here I can ask, I am overwhelmed by my messy office. Please create a list of steps I can take that will give me maximum impact in the smallest possible increments. And I'm going to ask it to please categorize them and place them into a table. I'm actually going to say you are it's fine. You are a professional organizer. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, so let's see what it churns out for me. Now, for people that have really significant executive function issues, this can be absolutely just a game changer. So now, if this is something that they struggle with, I can say to them as their coach, okay, so today I want you to look at all the things on the desk area list. I want you to set a timer for 20 minutes, and I want you to work through as many of those things as possible in 20 minutes, and then stop when you're done. And we can kind of work through those things in areas of overwhelm, regardless of what that might be, whether it's physical clutter or whether it's, you know, whatever. So, and it's done, right? And it will break it all down for you. Isn't that crazy? So good. Kelly, I don't think it will find your butter knife that's on that shelf, but it'll get there, I'm sure, eventually. Her lost butter knife. Shakti, do you still have your hand up, or are you just high-fiving virtually? Okay, so I hope you learned something new from us today. I hope that you'll pop into our ChatGPT playground and look at some of the other things that we are going to be teaching and some of the challenges that we will be doing. I've only used AI in Canva, Kayla. I've not used the ChatGPT plugin. I've used it though in Canva, and that's actually a lot of times how I do my bulk create stuff in Canva. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's similar. Erika, is there anything we want to share with folks as we wrap it up? And yeah, just thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Yeah, I mean, as you're playing around, if you find a prompt that you think would be helpful to the other people in the Facebook group, like please share it. Like I said, it's a village, and we're all just kind of getting in there and playing and learning together. So
plugins are only
yes,
the paid version. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not bad though. It's $20 a month. Like it's not, I mean, for as much as I use it, it's well worth it. I pay $20 a month for stuff that's for stupider shit than that. So all right, ladies. Well, thank you so much. We hope it was helpful and you had a good class, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, everybody.
Yay.
Thank
Thanks, everyone.